Calling the meeting to order of the Ethics Commission. We'll start with roll call. J.D. Sanford,
Here.
Casey Anderson,
Here.
Mario Perez,
Here.
Paul Hill,
Here.
remotely, Nicole Cloutier here, Nancy Fahey,
Here.
Mike Rubsum is absent. All right. So now we're going to move on to item 2, the approval of the minutes. Does everyone have a copy of the minutes from last meeting for the June 4th, 2025 meeting? Is there any discussion or corrections that need to be made? If not, if we could get a motion to approve.
I make a motion to approve the minutes on June the 4th, 2025.
I second.
So we'll take a vote. All in favor of approving the minutes as they are, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed, say nay. None opposed. So the minutes have been approved for June 4th, 2025. Moving on to item number 3, citizen comment period. And there is no one here, so I assume there is no citizens who would like to comment. All right. Since there's no one here that wishes to speak, then I will close this, the citizens comment period. Moving on to agenda item 4. So we are going to retire to executive session pursuant to Chapter 551.071 to discuss with council item number 4.1a, and then also we would consider speaking about item 5.1 and 5.2. So with that, we'll retire to executive session. We're back in session. And we're going to discuss the item 4.1a, consultation regarding the ethics complaint by Amy Alcorn Reed. So we looked at this complaint, and it's alleging violations of Ethics Code Section 2-171, and also the City Charter Section 3.08. So starting with the Ethics Code 2-171, a person is required to recuse if the matter is likely to affect the economic interests of that person or somebody, an office or employee under them. So by recusing on this case, the party did not, it wasn't for economic interest, so he was not required to recuse. And since it was not for economic interests, that the way we interpret is that the recusal was then invalid under Section 2-171. So that one would not apply in this case. So he did not violate on that one, or that's my opinion. We'll obviously vote on it. So moving to the violation of City Charter Section 3.08, we looked at the facts on this, and it's possible he might have violated that portion of the city charter, but the Ethics Commission only has jurisdiction over the Ethics Code and Chapter 12 of the City Charter. And since this is under Section 3, it does not fall in our jurisdiction, so we cannot make a decision on that. But what we feel is that it probably would be a good idea to send out a letter to the respondent and explain the difference between voting and that you can't recuse just from a vote. It has to be vote and discussion. And remind them of all of the rules regarding that. And in addition, we would recommend that that letter go out to all city council members, the mayor, and the city manager, just so that everyone fully understands what the requirements are on recusal. So does anybody else have anything to add? So are we ready to take a vote on that complaint? Great.
So there's going to be a
Yes.
letter that is to go to everybody about what requirements are for recusal and abstention. But then the decision is only going to go to Zuniga, the dismissal? Is that what you're saying, or that it's only
It,
one?
the
Oh, I'm
complaint,
sorry. Thank you.
the complaint itself is only on the one person.
Right.
So we are only ruling on that one complaint against that one person,
I get that,
okay?
yeah, okay, but, so there's going to be a letter as well as a decision of dismissal.
Right,
So
the
Okay.
findings of fact will have to
Findings
be
of fact, okay.
issued once, after the decision is made.
And it is published on the Ethics Commission's website, and the letter will be as well.
Okay, that's good.
So would somebody like to make a motion to take a vote on the pending ethics complaint by Amy Alcorn Reed?
I'll move that we dismiss the complaint, the ethics complaint that came in under Article 3 of the charter as no jurisdiction, and that we dismiss the complaint that was made under 2.171 as not a violation. And I further move that we direct the ethics officer to draft a letter outlining recusal procedures and how that should be handled by city council members going forward.
Okay.
I'll second that.
All right, so the vote will be, if you're in favor, it would be to dismiss outright the violation, alleged violation in the Ethics Commission of City Charter 3.08, and then as not being in our jurisdiction. And then the Ethics Code violation, Section 2-171, we are going to find that there was not a violation of that portion of the Ethics Code. And then thirdly, we are going to request the Ethics Commission officer to prepare a letter to go out to the entire city council, but as also specifically to the respondent and include the mayor and the city manager as well, so that everybody is educated on the recusal process and what's allowed and what's not. All right.
Yes.
Okay, we'll take a roll call vote. JD?
Aye.
Casey?
Aye.
Mario?
Aye.
I vote aye. And Nancy?
Aye.
So,
Oh, we gotta get Paul.
oh, sorry. And Paul?
Aye.
All right. So with that, this is dismissed, and the request to the Ethics Commission officer has been approved. So the next item is going to be item 5.1, to consider extending the deadline for disposing of the Alcorn Reed complaint. To get the findings of fact out, we need to extend the deadline, just give us some more time to get it put together, and then to meet again to approve the findings of fact and get them in the record. So I move that we extend the deadline to July 18th, 2025.
I second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
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 Yes.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
All opposed? All right. So that deadline is extended to July 18th, and we will meet before then to hopefully approve the findings of fact. All right, so Section 5.2 is consider possible action on a disposition of a citizen's request for an advisory opinion. The advisory opinion that was received doesn't fit what the Ethics Commission is allowed to advise on. So we have decided to direct the ethics officer to dispose of this citizen's request for advisory opinion with an explanation of why it doesn't comply with the requirements for an advisory opinion from the Ethics Commission. So with that, would somebody would like to move to dispose of this? Nobody?
I move to dispose the possible action and/or disposition of the citizen request for advisory opinion.
All right, second? I second. All right, all in favor of disposing and directing the officer to, our ethics compliance officer to dispose of it and give an opinion, or not an opinion, information about why it's not valid. So, JD,
Aye.
Casey,
Aye.
Mario,
Aye.
and I say aye. Nancy?
Aye.
All right. Paul?
Aye.
Thank you. Sorry about that. All right, with that, that is the last item on the, well, other than adjourning. So the next item is to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All right. So with that, all in favor of adjourning, say aye.
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 Any opposed? None opposed.
Who would have opposed?